Hello students, today in this session of social we are going to continue with the revision. As in previous session of social we have started with the revision of chapter number 1. As I told you, we are going to do the revision chapter wise, right? So chapter number 1, revision of chapter number 1 we have already started, right? So in that we have completed answer the following in one word. We have completed short answers, right? Answer the following in short. Right, now we will start with brief answers. Right, now it's not compulsory that you have to read whatever I have written, right? You can write it by your own also. Now, why I am teaching you this brief answer? Because I am going to give you some keywords that is important, right? So that keywords, with the help of that keyword, you can frame the answer by your own, right? How to write long answer? This is the very best method, right, to learn long answers. That is, you have to see the keywords in the answers, right, and with the help of that keywords you can elaborate your answer, right. ये जो मैंने लिखा है उससे भी बड़ा कर सकते हो, right. So it's not compulsory whatever I have written that only you have to write, but you have to listen the keywords that I am giving you, right, because that is important in that particular answer, right. Now how can you say that Harshvardhan was religious and charitable by nature? Now here we have to write about religious and his charity. Now while explaining the chapter, I have already told you that he was a religious person, right. I have given you example also how he was a religious person and how he used to donate his entire treasury for the welfare of people, right. That also we have learned, right. So in this first point means how you have to write that. First we talk about religious, right, that he is a religious person, right. He was a religious person. So how we can say that he was a religious person? That he held Buddhist religious meet every year. This is the main point. From that we can know that he was religious. What he was organizing? He was organizing Buddhist religious meeting, right, every year. Now every 5 years he organized religious congregation at Prayag, right. So after every 5 years there was particular place for his religious work, that is in Prayag. There also he used to do his religious activity. Means he used to donate, he used to do the charity in that meeting, right. He used to talk about religious matters, right. So he held religious meet every 5 years, Buddhist religious meet every year, and every 5 years he used to organize religious congregation, that is meeting at Prayag. Okay, Prayag is a place that is very important. So this is important to write. That is congregation, meeting congregation at Prayag. Now other than that, how we can say that he was a charitable person? How we can say that he was a charitable person? He used to donate his entire treasure until it get empty, right. Whatever ornaments he is wearing, whatever treasure he is having with him, he makes it empty, right. So from that we can say that he was a charitable, means he was charitable by nature. He donated lavishly till his entire treasure emptied and all ornaments that he has. So you can frame it in your own way also, but what is important, that he donates his entire treasure. Okay, now this shows that he was religious and charitable person, right. From this of course you can easily say that he was charitable person. He was means he was charitable and he was religious as well, right, as he has done many things for public welfare. And here you can also add that he has built Nalanda University, and when Nalanda University was established during his region, that also you can add. You can also add that for public welfare he had done many things, like he had made step wells, viharas, restrooms and many things for the public, right? This also shows that he was charitable by nature. Okay, so in this way you will write this answer. Okay, these are the main key points that you have to remember in this answer. I have underlined it. Okay, even you can do that. So while learning the long answers, it will be easy for you to read it, right? You're not supposed to mug up everything and you just need to write down, right? But you have to understand it and then you have to write it. That is why I am taking long answers in revision. Okay, this you might be knowing, right? We have already written. We might have been written this, but it is important to know the key points. Okay. Now, next, give a brief note on Huyen Tseng. Now, students, who was Huyen Tseng? Chinese traveler, right? So first main key point was he was a Chinese traveler, right? He visited India during the time of Harsha. So that is important, that he visited India during the time of Harsha. He stayed in Nalanda University for 5 years. How many years? 5 years. He stayed in India for 15 years and visited different places of India. He described about the social, religious and economic life of India. He took many books and statues with him. Now, as he was a Chinese traveler, he came to India for research purpose, right, to learn Buddhism. So he took admission in Nalanda University and he studied for complete 5 years in Nalanda University. He learned Buddhism, he learned yoga there, even yoga, right? So he learned many things in Nalanda University. He visited here during the time of Harsha, while Harsha was ruling, right? He visited here in India while Harsha was ruling, right? So he ruled here he came here for 5 years for study purpose and he stayed in India for 15 long years for research purpose, right? So he was a researcher, right? So he had written many things noted many things in his diary. And what he noted about the social life of the people, about the economic life of the people, about the cultural of India, about the religious of India, about the religion of India. So he noted all these things in his book, and even many statues, okay, many books, right, he has taken with him, right, to make a record, right. So it's all about Huyen Tseng. I hope you understood it. It's very simple, right. Now next is write a note on Pulkeshi II. Now in this chapter we have learned about two kings. One is Harshvardhan, one is Pulkeshi II, right. So about Harshvardhan you know everything, right. So you can easily write about Harshvardhan. And now we will learn about Pulkeshi II, right. Now Pulkeshi II came to throne of Vatapi. Right? He was ruling in Vatapi, yes? For how many years? He ruled for 30 long years. Okay. Now he was a majestic and violent soldier. So he was a great king. He was majestic. His ideas were unique. Right? And he was a great king and very brave. He was very violent. He was very brave. Okay. Now, so what you can write, he was a violent soldier. Now he won many battles and states. It's very important. Why he was a great king? Because he won many battles and states. Okay. Now as he was not just a good king. He was not just a brave king, but even he was a lover of art. Okay, he was a lover of art, and as he was ruling in Vatapi, so he made capital Vatapi beautifully. He decorated it beautifully. Here you can add that also different caves that he made, Ajanta caves of Vatapi, that you can write here, right. This shows that he was a lover of art. We have to give the introduction about him, so you can write in your own way as well, right. Now his most important war was with King Harshvardhan. right? Most important war was King Harshvardhan, and in that King Harshvardhan lost the battle, right? We have learned this, right? That also you can add in this, right? Now he died while fighting with Pallava king. He died while fighting with Pallava king. Okay, so these are the important question. This chapter number 1 we have completed, right? Fill in the blanks and true or false we have already written in the chapter. Not to do that in revision. Okay, in revision we will do extra practice other than whatever we have written in notebook. Okay, so now we will start with chapter number 2. Question number 1. Answer the following in one word. Okay, now how many types of movement does the earth have? Now students, the earth rotates and the earth revolves. So it has how many movements? 2 movements, right? That is rotation and revolution. Okay. Now around what does the earth revolve? Now students, our earth revolves around what? This is revolution, right? This full round is revolution. So it revolves around what? It revolves around sun. For example, if this is sun, this is earth. Earth is revolving around the sun. Okay, so answer is sun. Now, how much time does the earth take to complete one rotation? Now students, to complete one rotation on its own axis, right? This is rotation on its own axis. Earth is moving on its own axis and this is revolution. Okay, if it is rotating or moving on its own axis, that is rotation. So for rotation, earth takes 24 hours, or you can write 1 day also. Okay, 24 hours. How many times does the earth takes to complete one revolution? Now students, one revolution, it means one full round. Okay, as sun is very big, very huge planet, right? So it takes, right, 365 days to complete one revolution around the sun. Okay, now the path on which the earth revolves around the sun is called, now the path on which the earth revolves is known as orbit. That is orbit of the earth. Okay, now next, around what does the moon revolve? Now as I told you that earth revolves around the sun, in the same way moon revolves around the earth. Moon revolves around the earth. Okay, now next, what is the reason of rotation? Now what happened because of rotation? Because of rotation, day and night changes, or day and night occurs. Okay, day and night occurs. Where do the sun rays fall directly on 21st June? Now, we have learned about different tropics, right? Arctic Circle, Antarctic Circle, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, right? So when it's 21st June, right, the sun rays fall directly on Tropic of Cancer. Tropic of Cancer. Okay students. Now next, what is the angle of earth axis? Now students, earth makes the angle of 23.5 degree on its axis. Okay, I am talking about on its axis, 23.5 degree. Now on its orbit, if we talk about orbit, the angle is 66.5 degree. Okay, if we talk about orbit, the angle is 66.5 degree. So these are some important things that you need to know in this chapter. We have already done all these things. This is just the revision, right? so that the chapter will be clear for you. It's not compulsory that you have to read this only and I'll ask this only in exam, right? You have to read everything what we have written, right? So this is just for practice. Okay, so in this way we have started chapter number 2. We will continue chapter number 2 in next session. We will write short answers, we will discuss short answers, and we will discuss brief answers in next session. Okay students, till that keep learning, stay home, stay safe, bye bye, and take care of yourself.